books, and welcome to a new series that I am calling Books with Stories. In this series I'm going to be talking about physical books that have quite a lot of sentimental attachment or have a story behind them that I really want to share. I might not necessarily love these books for their contents, but because of the situation I acquired them, or a memory that is attached to them somehow. And I'm going to start with a story that's quite personal. I think quite a few of you know this story. I'm not particularly shy about it. It was very formative to my teenage years. So I'm just going to jump into it and, you know, I'll try not to get sad. So this story actually technically starts before I was even born. My mum and dad got together when they were 17. Back in the 80s, Dad was a rock DJ every couple of nights at this one bar in town, and he played a lot of Iron Maiden. If you know where Iron Maiden are, a heavy rock band from the 80s. They're known for songs that are at least 8 minutes long with a 3-minute guitar gallop in the middle for no reason, and I absolutely adore them. And that is because their love of Iron Maiden never faltered. They kind of had me grow up listening to Iron Maiden to the point where I know every beat, but because it was back in the days of mix CDs, I don't have a clue what a single title is. Which is fun when you're like, you know that one with the gallop that goes bah! You can see my issue. Then as I grew up, my dad got really sick and he decided that he wanted his last concert to be Iron Maiden. So he was really very ill and he managed to get to an Iron Maiden gig in Newcastle, and it was like quite a profound moment for all of us that he'd managed to do that, and he'd persevered to get to that, and he enjoyed it so much and it was so worth the struggle. We ended up losing my dad when I was 15. But the love of music he gave us was such a gift and something that we can never throw away, and so any band that was influential to his life we have made a point of trying to contact and thank and let them know that whilst things get hard, their music affects people and it really helps them. Because that's how I feel my dad's legacy was as well. I feel like he was a man who helped a lot of people when he didn't have to. He went above and beyond in almost every situation he could have done. So fast forward to November of 2017, it's quite a few years. I am now 21 at this point, and I am studying my masters in London, living the high life in a rat-infested shack in Hackney. My undergraduate graduation was coming up on the same day as my mum's 50th birthday, and I felt so guilty that I was hijacking my mum's big special day. So I knew I needed to get her a present that was better than anything else in the world. So it was a big birthday and I felt like I was kind of stepping on it. Bruce Dickinson, the lead singer of Iron Maiden, releases an autobiography and is going on a signing tour that will stop at London Waterstones Piccadilly a few weeks before my graduation and my mum's birthday. I was like, this is perfect. I can meet Bruce, I can thank him for what he did for me, I can get my mum a beautiful personalised present that is so thoughtful and takes into account that the fact, you know, this is something she loves. It acknowledges the fact that Dad isn't here with us, but the things he loves still are and still help us. I was like, damn, I am getting good at present planning. I think it was very early November the signing tour took place, at the end of October, because it was dark out, and I basically skipped my last lecture of the day to go and start to queue up. The queue was already round the side of the building. Rock fans are the nicest fans in the world. Like, I ended up snuggled up with this mum and her daughter under an umbrella, fending off the rain, getting to know them. It was lovely, and there was a big gang of Italians who'd come over just to get the book signed, and we had a great time talking and just like getting to know each other, and it was like a good scene. It was a nice place to be, and I kind of felt really reassured that, you know, we're good eggs. So they finally allow us in for the signing. Everything is going well. I've got my copy, and then we round a corner and he's there, and like, I am someone who is very frequently starstruck. Despite the amount of times I met my heroes as a child through conventions, It's not something I ever get over. I am still very overwhelmed by someone who I feel I owe something to. So I turn the corner and he's there. And a lot of people are like in their element, like a lot of people are doing the Wayne's World where they see him and they drop down and they're like, we're not worthy, and he's loving it, but he's also like, damn, I've got a big queue, guys, can you get up off the floor so I can shake your hand? So like the Italians I was talking about outside, they go and they all have a mad laugh. And then it's me, and then like someone has taken my book off me and put it on the table, and I'm there and he's there. And someone's like taking a photo on my shitty old blurry phone, which is like a potato. But I'm shaking his hand, which like shaking hands is my greatest fear on this planet because it's just shit. I shook his hand, and in that moment it just got too much, so I just looked at him and I just said thank you. And I think he knew I was thanking him for more than a handshake, because I got the most lovely smile in the world. Absolute gentleman, cannot fault him. Unfortunately, it was just a personalisation, it was just a name, so I couldn't say, oh, it's my mum's 50th, ooh. Plus as well, if I told a rock legend that my mum was 50, she probably would have beaten me. So off I went with my signed book, and then I stopped, asked the security guard to take a photo of me in front of like the big canvas with the book, and like this happened. And then I got on the bus, tried to take an aesthetic photo, went home, protected this book for a good few weeks, managed to get it all the way back up to Durham, back up home, get it wrapped, put it in a bag, take it to Yorkshire. I graduated.
Lauren Emily Cook.
My mum was looking on, being like, ah yes, my child, light of my life, graduating on my birthday, fab. Then we got this tent thing, like a gazebo after the graduation, because no one's really sure what they're supposed to do after the graduation. So my mum whips out a bag, and I'm like, shit, mum's giving me a graduation present, and I haven't given her her birthday present yet, it's still in the hotel. I know what it is the instant my hand goes in the bag. I pull out a very delicate pink piece of tissue paper to reveal Bruce Dickinson's autobiography. At this point she doesn't know that I've also bought her this autobiography, and I don't know if it's signed. Because I couldn't tell you when I'd been that signed because my family are all gobshites, and if I told one of my cousins the secret would have got out, and I don't know why I just felt like it was a big deal, I had to keep it to myself until I'd given it to her, so she had no idea. And then she gives me this, and I start crying straight away. If I've got any footage of that, I will insert it here because it's hilarious.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. You might want to read the tag.
Well, he didn't turn up today.
Open the front cover.
You brought your birthday present with you.
Know how hard that was to get him to sign that. You're welcome.
How did you do that? Not only does it say to Lauren, it says, congratulations on graduation. She got the uber personalisation that I couldn't get. And it turns out that what had happened was she had emailed the Waterstones in Newcastle with my sad backstory and explained how much it would mean to me, but that she couldn't physically get there because she'd be working. So they said, sure, why don't you just tell us what you want written on the book? We'll talk to Bruce, he'll sign it, and then you can come by and pick it up another day. We'll make sure it's in the safe for you so no one can take it or contest that it's yours. So Mum said, oh, that'd be fantastic. And she got me this. I'm going to put some extra photos in of how I felt the moment I received that book and I'd stopped crying. So then I don't get a chance to give my mum a present until we're like home that night with a cup of tea in front of a shit film at 2 AM. And I kind of give her the book in a bag with some other bits and bobs, and she pulls it out and she's like, now I've got two. And I was like, no, I've got one and you've got one. And she's like, no, when I emailed the Waterstones in Newcastle, they asked me if I wanted one for me as well. And I was like, damn right, I want one for me. And I was like, what did you get written in it? And she's like, just to Roz. And I was like, so something that I thought was a really touching gesture ended up becoming a competition, because I was like, yeah, but did you meet him though? I met him. I shook his hand. And I think it's just proof we're becoming the same person, and it's absolutely terrifying. We have a long-standing joke in my family where once my mum and dad bought a great-grandma a lamp she already owned, and she said, hard lines, take it back. It was very much a hard lines situation. I was just like, oh, well, now you've got two and they're both personalised, so you can't sell either. I've actually started this book. I didn't get particularly far in because I was reading it on a bus. And I just kind of never picked it up once I got home. But I can't wait to read this. It's got loads of photos from the 80s, so I can see like my dad's style icons. And just feel a little bit more connected to what he was connected to. And that's something I am always thankful that I made their music for providing me a way to feel the things my dad felt when he was my age. Which is incredibly powerful, especially because I don't have the opportunity to ask him about it. So that is a book with a story. I hope you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed me talking about a book that I know very few you'd actually be interested in. It means an awful lot to me, and I have quite a few books with stories like this that I think are quite funny. So I'll probably continue to make these, maybe not soon, but definitely in the future. Let me know if there are any physical books that mean a lot to you. I think these stories are so precious and have to be protected. So let me know and I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye.